Hey folks, welcome back to another Dice Tower preview. I'm Mark, and today we're taking a look at Rise of Babel, which is brought to you by Bedouin Games. It's for 1 to 4 players, ages 8 and up, and games generally run about 60 to 90 minutes. In Rise of Babel, you will assume the role of builders, using elephants to transport resources and endeavoring to construct the grandest tower known to man. Assemble a deck of cards, upgrade your warehouse to unlock a range of rewards, and tactically position resource tiles on the Tower of Babel. The player with the most influence points at the end of the game wins. So your main goal is to haul with your elephants resource tiles all the way up to the towers and deliver them. And you have level 1, level 2, level 3, basically 3 rounds of the game to do this and gain influence points. But you will be filling up all the spots of the tower and then moving on to the next level. And it actually has different layers of the tower leading you all the way up to that 3rd spot. Now in the deluxe version of the game, they have actual 3D version of the tower that you get to build and build upon, I should say. And it just looks fantastic. Now, this is primarily a deck building game where you will start with a deck of cards and be able to buy more to do more and more actions through the game. Now, the game is very icon heavy, but the icons make a lot of sense. They're going to be simple things like move your elephant, 1 space, 2 spaces, deliver goods to the temple from your elephant, or perhaps deliver goods from your warehouse directly to the temple. Lots of different things that you can do within those actions, and just simply gold is another thing that you're going to be getting from these cards and so forth in order to buy more cards using gold in various ways. But all the different cards that you'll be playing on your turn will be played face up, and you'll be able to activate them however you see fit. Now, the thing with these cards too is that you have dual actions on them. You have to pick one or the other. You have a white banner and a blue banner, and within those are different types of actions you can perform. And some cards that you purchase will give you influence immediately with a little blue banner, and some will give you end of game scoring influence with an orange banner. So lots of different reasons to go for these more advanced cards, obviously, to give you an advantage to move up and build the tower. And of course, there's a handy reference guide to lead you through those basic actions and the icons that are presented, as well as the sequence of the game. But know that these basic actions can start to be chained together, and some of the cards in the banners will have multiple things going on. So even your starting card will have that with the overhaul, where you'll first trash a card and then you'll move one of the resource tiles from the left side of your board, which is known as the stalls, to your warehouse, which then also allows you to move along the upgrade track of the same type along your tracks that give you bonuses, things like more carts that attach to your elephants so you can carry more resources to the tower, or perhaps you'll just get more movement or bonus tiles and points. Lots of different things had within here. There's also tiles that you can get, resource tiles that have dual purpose, and even a quadrant, the one that gives you all four possible type of resources that tile can represent. So lots of reasons to get these. But really, we're after points. So how do you get points? Well, on the right side of your board, you'll see that at the end of each round, and like I said, through the course of the game, there will also be interim type scoring. But you're trying to make these matches that you see over here with your colored tiles. You've got orthogonal, you've got vertical, you've got horizontal. All these different things are going to give you different types of point values based on what you see here. And there is some confusion that can happen. So as you get influence and start moving up the track, there'll be confusion tokens that get put into the tower as well, and at the end of the rounds can give you negative points. So how all these icons and different basic actions start to chain together is really interesting in how you pick which of the cards to purchase and put into play. There's a couple other types of tiles. You've got wilds and you've got specialty tiles. So you'll gain these in various ways, but just know that the specialty, when you get one for your elephant, when you bring that resource to the tower, you will get 1 influence point. And the thing again about influence points, as you move up the track, you're going to be eventually adding those confusion tokens to the towers as well. But as soon as you reach the top, you will start to move up the other track, showing that you've got 10 points, 20 points, 30, and so on. So keep that in mind as you're having those different influence points come into play from either cards or from the different specialties of the elephants, or just in-game scoring, things like that. But also you have those wilds. Now wilds are going to benefit everyone. If you put a wild into play, yes, you get to use it as a the background color, not the resource. So it matches with your tiles to fit the patterns that you're trying to make to get those points at the end of the game or at the end of each of the rounds. So when you do put a tile into play, if it matches the resource on the tower, you'll also get influence points for doing that. So it's an interesting trade-off about how you place those tiles and try to put them in the right patterns to get the maximum number of points. So sequence of play is very straightforward. You will play 5 cards in front of you and perform the actions that they provide. And you can put them in any order you see fit. Now, gold, let's talk about gold real quick. Obviously, you're going to be buying new cards to be used later, but gold can also be used to activate actions on the different banners on the different cards. So like this bribing card, if you spend 2 gold, you can get 2 influence points. So it is a valuable card, obviously moving up the track ever faster, getting you more points, but lots of different ways and directions you might go. And really your main goal with your actions, again, is to move from your reserves, either the warehouse or the stalls, and put them next to your elephants or directly into the tower based on the actions that provide you. But if you move them next to your elephants, then you have to use actions that move your elephants up the track to deliver those goods to the towers and start to build upon them, making the different patterns that you need in order to get points at the end of the round and at the end of the game. It's really that straightforward, but what I really like about the different actions is how you have the basic ones, but then based on the cards you have, how all those basic actions start to chain together, making some really interesting plays from round to round. So the end of the round is triggered when a player fills the last spot. Now, that doesn't end their turn, it actually pauses their turn. And the first thing you're going to be doing is scoring, looking at all the patterns and what people have for points, moving up and down the tracks and calculating appropriately. Then you're going to refresh the market with new cards, so you start off a round with new things, right? And you're going to be taking your tiles back and putting them into your bag. And any of the wild tiles that are in play will just be put back into the supply. And then you're going to reset the tower itself, taking the next level and putting it on top of the tower, the main tower, level 2, and then level 3, and the smaller towers will all get new tiles. And the reason for that is because obviously when you place a tile, if you happen to match that tile, then you're going to start to move up the influence track because you did such a good job. So there are reasons that you're going to have very different layouts and patterns and things. And obviously the different levels of the tower, the main tower, are going to give you more options for patterns and scoring at the end of the round and the game. All right, folks, just a reminder once again, this has been a Dice Tower paid preview, and everything you've seen has been in prototype form, so keep a close eye on the campaign for any changes that still may occur. Now, thematically, this game makes a lot of sense. The icons become very intuitive as you start to move up the tracks and deliver the goods, build those towers out, and move on to the next level and so forth. So that all is very straightforward and makes sense. I like the upgrade system, giving you some permanent tile upgrades as well as bonuses as you move along the tracks. Now, you can't do all of these things on your turn, but it will allow you to get some nice benefit, especially reaching the end of the track will give you additional influence points either through the game or at the end game scoring. So things to keep in mind for sure. Now, also, the deluxeified version of this game definitely has my interest because I wish I could have filmed with it. It looks amazing, the tower, how it builds up. The little video they had was just fantastic, showing all the neat things around what that would look like on the board, and I can't wait to check it out for real. But folks, ultimately, if this looks like something of interest to you, I'm sure they'd appreciate your support. So I think that's it from me, and until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.